Amy's family is Aboriginal and we're the first peoples here, and my family was a first homestead family. And I always think that if we had to turn our land back over to the First Nations at some time, could we honestly say that we're returning it to them in the same condition that they gave it to us? The Riding Mountain area is part of the first prairie level escarpment, and so you rise up about 800 feet off the prairies when you come up onto the Riding Mountains, which doesn't seem like much, but it has quite an impact on the environment, the vegetation and the animals and so on that you see up here.
The Riding Mountain Aspen Parkland natural area is a 1.7 million acre landscape located in southwest Manitoba, about 75 kilometers north of the city of Brandon. It is anchored by Riding Mountain National Park and the Riding Mountain Biosphere Reserve.
The area was settled later than most of the areas in Manitoba because of the high ground and the minimal agricultural activity you can carry out here. But it's been logged, it's been grazed, it's had all kinds of things done to it. And when it became a national park, of course, most of those activities stopped.
We bought our property in 1990. And when I first came onto the property, I was amazed because it looked like a park to me. It looked like someone had mowed it. There was cattle on it. There was no underbrush anywhere. This whole area has been grazed since probably the 50s, and it hasn't had a chance to grow up. So when we took over the property, that was a decision that we made, that we weren't going to have animals on it. And over the years, we've been here 20 years now, it's grown up to be natural.
The Riding Mountain Aspen Parkland has been recognized internationally as an important spot for biodiversity, and we have made it a priority for our biodiversity conservation programming.
Our family has entered into an agreement with the Nature Conservancy of Canada. It's an easement on our property which allows us to continue to use the property as we've been using it.
Of course, we've left it the way that we want it to leave it. We want nature to take over. And I would like that to stay that way for future generations and for people to enjoy just the way that we do.
Rick and Amy Proven are the landowners of properties on which Nature Conservancy Canada has a conservation easement. So we consider them to be very important partners in our conservation efforts. They assist us with monitoring of wildlife and habitat conditions.
I guess we've become quite nonchalant about seeing the wildlife that we see here. People pay thousands of dollars for what we see out our window every day. We have deer, we have moose, we have elk, a lot of frogs, and there's a lot of salamanders because of the small rivers and the small ponds that are around here. We have a good wolf population and we have cougars in the area too. Not a large number of cougars, but knowing that they're around means that we've got healthy populations of everything else.
My family's Aboriginal, and my grandmother would do things with plants and animals to live off of, and that's just the way of life for me now, and that's why we chose to live in the area that we do. We love the open space and the isolation especially.
It's important that there's a real connection between our economy and our environment. That if our economy is killing something, then the environment at some point in time is going to come back and kill that economy. I think that it's important that we care for it as if it's going to go directly to our children.
The Nature Conservancy of Canada is protecting a lot of different diversity across Canada.
I think it's important to know that governments can't do it all, nor should they. So private landowners like ourselves need a way to protect our land into the future if that's what we want to do. And the Nature Conservancy of Canada allows us to do that.